Evening fellow 50p collectors, Coin Snatcher, back again tonight with another update on the 50p collection. So tonight we have a coin that's going to be joining the Isle of Man Viking ship series of coins, and this series of coins starts way back in 1971 with the first release, and it makes its way progressively through all the years, every die mark, every coin nearly, until we get to this coin here, which is the final Viking coin that was released in 1987. Lovely looking coins, have a Viking ship on them. This one has a heraldic type shield with the ship in the middle, and the great thing with these coins are the various different die marks that you can collect, and also in particular this year, which is 1979, where you have an edge inscription on the coin. And just to put it quickly, because you have 7 different sides in the coin, there's 7 different places the edge inscription can start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This particular row has the die mark AA, and the writing is the correct way up in relation to the Queen's head. So when you take the coin out and you have it like that, you can read the edge inscription. If it's upside down, it reads the right way when the coin's tilted like that. So this coin in particular was minted with 2 different die marks. You have the AA die mark and the AB die mark. In theory, you also have the AD die mark, so there's more than this in terms of variation. But for this set, it's 28 coins, so we've got AA with the edge inscription the correct way up, AA with the edge inscription upside down, and this row is complete. We've then got the AB edge inscription. We're just missing 1 coin where it says HM, and the HM appears on this bit underneath the Queen's neck. And then we have AB upside down, and we're just missing QE2, which again will appear under the Queen's neck. So this collection is nearly complete. This collection, this tray, is nearly complete as well. We're missing a few key coins: the 1981 silver coin, the 1982 silver coin, the 1983 AA die mark coin. This is a 1983 AA die mark coin, but there's 2 variations of the die mark. And then we have the 1983 silver coin that we're missing, the 1984 diamond finish coin with the AA die mark, and then the 1984 silver coin with no die mark. The first tray is already complete, and because of today's edition, I've had to jiggle these coins around. So we now have the error coin, which have popped in this tray. It's 1976, and we've had to create an extra space. The particular coin that I've been hunting for, well, this is another one of these ghost coins. I've been looking for it for must be 3-4 years. Could never find it, so came to the conclusion in the end that possibly it didn't exist, or maybe I just gave up on it, to be honest, and I was running out of space in the trays. So I had to make another space in the tray for this coin, which meant, unfortunately, these 79 edge inscribed coins now share their tray with the 1986 and 1987 Viking ship coin. Good news is that gives me another 5 spaces to fill should I come across any die mark variations that aren't listed, or if there's any coins that I've missed in general. There's one that I know I don't have a space for, which is the 1984 edge inscribed round the world 50p. Any of you folks that collect these Viking coins, you'll probably know how rare that coin is. There was only 150 minted, so truthfully I don't ever expect to get one, hence there isn't a space in the tray for it. But anyway, enough talking, let's have a look at the coin that's arrived today. And I think the first thing we've got to do is get this 1983 AA die mark coin out of its little container. So this is a nice coin. It's in rather nice condition as well. Look at the shine on that. Very nice indeed. And if I pop it down, we'll just get the magnifying glass in on it, and we can have a look at the die mark on this coin. So there we go, you can see the AA die mark, it sits just above the 5, and if I try to go in a little bit closer on this, we can see that the left hand A is virtually touching the top right hand corner of that 5. You'll also see that the right and the left hand A are slightly up down, so not much in it, but the right hand A definitely sits a tad higher than the left hand A. The other thing that's worth pointing out on this coin, if I just get this little bit of card to poke it with, is the space between these A's and this curved line. So you can see there's quite a space there. There's also a bit of space between this A and the top line. You can see how close that A is to the 5. So whenever we're looking at this particular AA die mark coin, we've got 1, 2, 3 points of reference to go by. So just happened to be on the Facebook group the other night, and there was a Facebook group member that was selling a 1983 AA die mark coin, and I imagine over the years I've looked at hundreds of these AA die mark coins and have never been able to find one that was different to this coin here. However, that changed the other day. So as with all of these coins, unless you can literally have the coin in front of you and do what I did and put it under 6 times magnification on your phone, it's very, very hard sometimes to tell the difference between these die marks. But this is the coin that has arrived, and if I flip it over, we'll see that this is a 1983 coin. It's a bit more worn than the coin that it's going to sit beside, but that's not a problem. More important to have the coin than not have it. So best thing to do, as I always like to do, is to put these 2 coins down on top of each other, because that way we can get the camera in nice and close, the magnifier. And if we have a little zoom in on these coins, so we can see the die mark on this coin now. If we have a look at the A on the right hand side, it sits much closer to that curved line. So does the left hand A, and there's also a very slight gap as well between the corner of this left hand A and the 5. So let's get it into 6 times magnification and have a little look at that. So you can see the difference there if we come down. So you can see the difference on the top. The left hand A sits further away from the 5 and closer to the curve, and the right hand A also sits closer to the curve. The pointy bit is up near that curve, and yep, absolutely 100% these are different die marks. The 2 A's also sit closer to each other. So it's good with this coin that there's 3 or 4 points of reference where you can look to see the difference in the die marks. The only irritating thing is that they are still quite similar, and really to see these differences you need to have the coin in front of you, and at the minute the phone is on 6.2 times magnification. When you've got it on this magnification, you can see quite clearly that the die marks are different. So let's zoom out of that before my eyes start to go a bit wonky. And that is an absolutely fantastic result today. So this has been one coin that I don't give up on many, especially not when it's not a high value coin. You know, this one was a little bit more expensive because of the condition it was in, but generally, you know, you might pay, I would say you pay between £5 and £10 for a used one, between 10 and 15 if the condition's reasonable on it. And in fairness, I think I paid £12 and maybe a bit of postage as well for this coin. But this is a fantastic result tonight to get this into the collection finally. This is what I would call a ghost coin. You hear about them, but you very, very rarely come across it. Maybe I've just been unlucky. Maybe you fellow Viking collectors will go, I've had that one, I found it easy to find. But this one, easy to find. Every AA die mark 83 coin that you look at on eBay is pretty much that die mark. But this is the first and only one that I've come across. And it does list it in the book for 1983 as having 2 AA die mark variations. So absolutely fantastic to get that into the collection. We've got a full tray here We're missing really only the silver coins in the second tray, and these silver coins that are missing, the mintage on they only come in the sets, and I think the mintage on most of these sets is 500, so they're a more expensive coin than the standard, not the standard, but the normal silver proof ones where the mintage is maybe 1,000 sets or more. But we will persevere, and if I don't get distracted by a Christmas coin or a TT coin, then there's always space in the collection for another Viking coin. And hopefully we've managed to secure this coin for the 79 edge inscribed collection, which means we've only got 3 left now to complete that set of 28 as well. Don't know what I'm going to do when I finish these collections, what coins I'm going to have to collect, because the 50p collection is just humongous, and there's nearly every single 50p that's been released. There's obviously still quite a few that I'm missing, but in terms of percentages, I'm maybe missing, I don't know, 3, 4, 5% of the total coins minted. Like, this set has every coin in it and every variation of die mark, which is a hell of a lot of different coins to collect if you consider it went from 71 to 87, and this collection is well over 70 coins at the minute. So there we go. I'm starting to ramble now. I'm so happy I finally got this coin. But the Viking ship collection coming along absolutely fantastic, and added in that 1983 die mark number 2 AA into the collection today. So that's it for now. Peace and love. Coin Snatcher out.